Mr. William, thank you for waiting so patiently, brother. Let me play this audio one more time, and I'm gonna give you the floor. All right, bro. Hey, division. Why division say K's concepts look like Trippy Red? Y'all know the rapper Trippy Red? Oh man. Oh man. Let me play this audio one more time. That's crazy. Not Trippy Red.
That I dated, after all the bad boys that I dated, I thought, you know what? Let me just date the good guy. And that didn't work out because I felt like superior to him. There was no sexual polarity. It just didn't work out because I felt like I was the boss. I felt
Did you find yourself snapping on him and getting a little bit more disrespectful than you normally would?
Very.
That's typically what happens.
Yeah. And I did things to him that I wouldn't do to Katie. And it's unfortunate because he's a good guy. He didn't do anything to me. The problem is that he didn't put me in my place when he should have, whenever that was supposed to happen. At some point in our relationship, he didn't put me in my place as the woman, as his woman, and he didn't show me that he can lead. So I felt like I was leading the entire household when it's really supposed to be him.
Listen, let me say something real quick before you speak, Willie. Listen, that is a 40-year-old woman that y'all see up there. She is right now, she has an 18-year-old, she has a 12-year-old, and she has a 5-year-old. She has 3 kids by 3 different men. She has been previously married, but she has 3 kids by 3 different men. Yes, 40 years old. She's currently dating a 25-year-old struggle rapper. Mind you, this struggle rapper that's 25 years old, he's already been to prison 2 times. He has a kid on his own. He has a kid before her. And yeah, she's sponsoring this man. She's funding this man's career. So yeah, so Jay, when you say what is the good guy? The good guy is the guy that a lot of you women deem you guys call him a square. And for whatever reason, y'all associate a man being a square with a man being lame. Like I think it's a man could be a square and not be lame. Like a man could be a square and still be able to go outside and have a good time. Like a man could be a square and like still like travel across like internationally. Like a man could be square and still have 7 stamps on his passport. But that's not the guy y'all want. Like y'all don't want a man that has like, degrees and got like a job and stuff. Y'all want a man. Listen, fellas, let me tell y'all something. Stop pursuing degrees and go get you a felony, okay? Go get you a felony. Go get you something on your record. Go get you a illegal gun or 2 with a switch on it. Go get you some tattoos. Cause look, let me show you a 40-year-old woman that has 3 kids is dating right now. Look at my screen. Let me show y'all. Look. Look, this what y'all need. I'm telling. Look, bro, he got the smoke coming out the nose, the smoke coming out his mouth. Y'all see the tattoos? Come on now. That's what y'all need to. That's why y'all need to get right there. Y'all out here pursuing degrees and certificates and licenses. This what y'all need. Look. Come on, though. You know he gotta have a pit. You know he gotta have a little pit with him. He gotta have a little pit with him. Come on now. He gotta have a little pit. Come on, you see it, the middle finger. What y'all think he got in his cup? Y'all know he got the activist. Y'all know he got the promethazine in his cup, right? Y'all know he got the dirty Sprite in his cup now. Come on now. Come on. Look, he's showing y'all what's inside the cup now. Look. That's what a 40-year-old woman with 3 kids is dating. Okay? So y'all think, bro, I don't know why y'all out here pursuing. Go get you a felony. Go get you some tattoos. Okay? Go get you something on your record, and that's how you're gonna be able to live, okay? You're gonna be able to have a grown woman sponsor your career, fund your lifestyle. That's what's gonna happen, okay? That's what they like. This is it. That other guy is a square. He's a lame, okay? This is what you guys need to do. All right. Hey, OG Ramsey, thank you for waiting patiently, brother. I'm sorry. They wanted to know what the good guy was. I had to tell them what the good guy was. OG Ramsey, thank you for waiting patiently. The floor is yours, brother. What you think about that audio that you just heard?
I just have to laugh a bit, just a little bit at first, you know what I'm saying? I feel sorry for people like her. I really do. You know, it's tragic that people can go through life with mentalities like that. It's really tragic. Um, to think someone at her age would still be having immature mentality at that level is beyond my, it's beyond my thinking ability. It's just far beyond. Um, and to know a little bit more of the story, I didn't even get that part. That just blows me away. You know, she is dating somebody that young, uh, that's not stable. You know, it's like now you have a mentally unstable older person looking to date or be in a relationship with a younger unstable person. That sounds like a older Bonnie and Clyde. You know what I'm saying? That except Clyde is younger than Bonnie in this situation. It sounds like you could be prepared for somebody to go do something to a bank or something like that. It's outrageous. But at the same time, this is prevalent in our society more than people want to realize at times. I've seen many relationships where the guy is abusive and the woman seems to be innocent, but the guy gets off of drugs and then she becomes the abusive one because his capacity, his thinking capacity is off at the time and he can't defend himself. It's just a bunch of toxicity, you know, and this is something that is happening all the time. You know, it happens all the time. I know a guy, he was a Sherm addict. And when he would get off of the drugs, he couldn't defend himself. She would come out and bash him and do who knows what to him, you know. But when he wasn't under that circumstance, it would seem as if she was this docile, caring person, you know. And that's something that a lot of people don't realize. We have chameleons in this world. We have people that can actually change their personalities to fit the description of what they think someone wants. And this actually happens. I know a guy that got like 7 baby mamas and he knew how to function with each one of them because he knew the backgrounds and he knew the mentality that they had. He knew how to, to convert his way of thinking based on that individual. And that's something that I think a lot of people need to be careful of, because someone can actually read you without you even noticing. And they can play the role and make it look like, yeah, that's the one. That's the guy. Or that's the girl. You know, it happens either way. Because guys can get fooled too. They can think that they got the one that, that's going to take care of him when he gets sick, or if he end up in the hospital bed, and he needs somebody by his side, or he might be paralyzed. I know women that have stayed by the side of men that have been paralyzed from the hip, from the waist down. These are things that people need to pay attention to, or they need to think about before they even get in a relationship. Will this person be with me when I'm at my worst? Will they not look at me as this so-called leading person? Because not everybody is going to be able to lead all the time. Sometimes I need you to be able to grab me and pull me, because if I can't handle the situation, or if something is going wrong with me at the time, I need you to help me too. So if you're looking for somebody to always lead you, first of all, you're not mature enough to understand what a relationship is, because it's a relationship. It is together. It's something that is combined. It's not supposed to separate and come back together when somebody is not feeling a certain way about the situation. That doesn't work like that, But unfortunately, we have a lot of people that believe in relationships that they have a temporary mindset for something that's supposed to last for a lifetime. And you can't have a temporary mindset for something that's supposed to last for a lifetime. That's not how relationships work.
So OG, how do you respectfully like demand respect from a woman that you're either dealing with or you're in a relationship with?
Well, I'm going to tell you like this. I've been married 28 years. Okay. I just had my 28-year anniversary yesterday. Congratulations. Thank you. You
Congrats.
know, being with somebody for 28 years and starting at a younger age, I started in our relationship. I was 26 at the time, and I had my mom and my dad, and I was able to see how my dad dealt with my mom. Um, he dealt with her in a way where if something didn't seem like he wanted to deal with it, he would pull her to the side, like, he called her by her name. He called her name, and he would talk to her in a calm manner. He didn't have to raise his voice. He didn't have to look like he was about to smack the taste out of her mouth. You know, those are very toxic, insane asylum type thinking, if you ask me. You got to be kind of crazy if you want somebody that look like they're about to smack the taste out of your mouth. Something is wrong with you. If that's what you think is good for you, you got to be a little bit crazy. And I've never felt that way in my 28 years in my relation, in my marriage. I've never felt like that. I got to a point to where, I get angry, but I've always learned one thing. If you feel like you're going to get angry, then walk away. Get out of there. You know what I'm saying? Get out of there. Think about it. If they don't seem like they can come to an understanding with you at that moment, let them breathe a little bit and think about it. Because if you feel like that you're going to have to put your hands on them, then you don't need to be there. Simple and plain. You don't need to be there. So I don't look at it, like I got to put her in her place or anything like that. I'll be like, hey, let's talk about this. Let's and there's a way to talk to someone instead of talking at them or down to them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the skill that people need to learn. It's like I got 3 daughters. I raised my 3 daughters talking to them. I didn't talk down on them. And when I disciplined them, they understood why they were being disciplined. They didn't have to get smacked around and mistreated and stuff like that. It was a way to converse with them so that they could see that I was serious about what I was talking about, and there's a consistency that we all need to have. And if you don't realize this in the beginning of a relationship, first of all, you can't be fake. That's what I like about what CEO said. You cannot be fake. You have to be real in the beginning of a relationship. And if you're not playing the role as who you are in the beginning of the relationship, then there's going to be a whole lot of misconceptions and a whole lot of delirious things happening as time goes on, because you're going to be confused just like that person that you're dealing with. Both of you guys come to the table being fake with each other, then you're going to find out a whole lot of fake shit later on. And if you really want to get somebody to be honest with you, then you got to do your best to be honest with them. Don't hide. Don't play the role. Be straight up. Let them know what's going on. And if somebody is willing to be with you after you show them who you are, then that person is somebody you're going to end up being with for a long time. A lifetime, actually. I put all my cards on the table in my relationship in the beginning. I asked questions. I wanted to know, what is your family background? Did you grow up with your daddy? I wanted to know all of that, because all of these things go along with a lot of times what kind of mentality of the person that you're going to be in the relationship with. If the daddy was abusive, or if she was great, or if she was SA'd, those are factors that somebody needs to know early on, because there's going to be sensitive situations that's going to take place, and the person may be sensitive towards certain things, and you need to know that. You know, you can't go in there blindfolded and dealing with somebody that have been in situations that were critical or traumatizing to them and think that you can be able to handle that situation. That's not how it's going to work. You got to know.
So OG, is there a thin line between being this good guy and being a pushover as a man?
Hell no. You got to be, if you're going to be good, you're going to be good. And if they can't accept that, then they need to kick rocks, you know, because first of all, you are who you are. You can't let somebody else decide or design your character. You know, if they accept you for being a cool, laid back person, then that's what they gonna accept. And if that's who you are in the beginning, then that's what they gonna like. You know, I wasn't running around trying to be King Kong, you know, in the beginning and then switch up later on. Nah, that's not how it works. You can't be walking around here acting like you tough and then they find out you're not really as tough as you think you are. You know, uh, being good to me is being honest, being true, you know, being straightforward, uh, being calm under heavy traumatizing situations, because a lot of people get in relationships and they ain't never really been through nothing. And then they expect for people to understand their craziness, you know, like, hold on, you know what I mean? Like, you know, wait a minute. You know, you got to know what life is, and you got to understand that life is complex. And just as complex as life is, relationships are just as complex. And understanding that relationships have that complexity within them, a person needs to be able to change and convert their mentalities based on whatever arises at the time. And that means sometimes you got to take the back seat. You can't always try to run ahead. You got to be able to take the back seat. You know, it's like I watched my wife's grandmother pass. You know, when her grandmother passed, she was vulnerable at the time. I had to understand that. I had to take that in heart. And I had to look at that. You know, these are all factors when you're dealing with a relationship, and being able to maneuver and transform based on a person's mentality at the time. Those are things that are going to help a person stay in a relationship for a long time.
So OG, last thing, because you've lived a lot of life, you got a lot of wisdom. So just in your parting words, what do you have to say to the young men today that are trying to conform and be someone in something they're not, to try to, like, you know, impress or attract like certain types of women? And what do you have to say to the woman that, you know, I don't want to say, well, they're not really accepting of their natural self, so they want to go get all these cosmetic enhancements because they think that they're going to impress, you know, a lot more men and attract higher caliber of men? What do you have to say to, like, you know, young men and young women that fit each of those shoes?
For the young men, uh, as I mentioned before, if you can't be real with yourself, then you can't be real with nobody else. You can never be real with nobody else. You have to accept who you are as a person, and you have to have a strong foundation to who you are. And you shouldn't be running around trying to find out if you could be accepted by somebody that doesn't need to be accepted themselves. You know, if a person, you know, and you can't look at what a person look like, because that's a misconception. That's the worst thing somebody could do is try to run after somebody because they got the stereotype women that they see on the magazine or on TV, or, you know, she got this hair type, or she got this color, skin color, and all this old stuff like that. That's a bunch of bull. You know, yeah, you know, you have some beautiful women, but then you, like, you know, I for nothing in the world can I understand the new type women. You know, the ones that's running around talking about they a bad bee. You know, first of all, that would scare me. I would be like, yo, wait a minute. You know, if you a bad bee, that means I got to be a bad dog. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't finna be no dog. You know what I'm saying? I ain't finna be no dog. You know, I ain't finna run around. You know, I don't like what dogs do. Dogs is nasty. You know what I'm saying? So if you a bad bee, then you a nasty dog. You know what I'm saying? And why would you want to be calling yourself a nasty dog? I mean, we really falling so dark and deep because of the personification that someone else has given us. You know, and that's something we all have to understand. This is stuff that have been given us. When we go back through time, if you guys look at old movies and old stuff from back in the past, you can see things start to change over time. And as time changed, someone was in there writing a script for you to decide what they wanted your character to be without you even having the knowledge of that. You know, back when they had the old pimp movies, you know, they were putting out stuff that was going to change a whole entire society of people that were going to eventually become that characteristic because that was something that they saw on TV. A lot of people are acting out characters that they don't even know were designed for them, you know, and that's something I tell young men all the time. Don't allow this stupid foolishness create your character and design who you are as a person because they don't tell you the result of that. They don't tell you that it's dangerous and it's not going to be helpful to your future. They don't tell you that. Like you said, that young man went to jail twice. Like, you know, like what the, you know, what in the world? Who would want to, you know, come on now? You know, come on now. Somebody designed his character, and somebody actually had to design her character. She don't even know it. At her age, she still doesn't realize that somebody designed her character, and that's bad.
Thank you, OG. I appreciate you waiting patiently. Appreciate all the wisdom and the knowledge you dropped on us. You always welcome here. You have a good night, all right?
Oh man, you my new fan, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all add me, I'm gonna add y'all.
All right. Appreciate you, OG.
Got you.
All right.